Hey guys, I'm Captain Mark from 38 Light Tackle.
And I'm Kayla Burleson with VIP 38 Magazine. And if you haven't noticed, we're in the kitchen today. So my man here went out fishing yesterday and had a really great time. Yep, you can see it. You can see it. First place tuna right in his palms. And so we were very fortunate that the angler on board shared a little bit of it with us. And now we're bringing some
Blackfin tuna. So we're gonna show you a couple ways that we make our blackfin tuna or any tuna in the kitchen. So
yeah.
As long as I get to eat it at the end, I'm happy.
Exactly. Tuna is one of the best fish ever. So we want to share our little secret. So what are we going to call this one? Saturday Secrets?
Well, we got football on TV. How about Saturday Showdown?
Saturday Showdown.
Can we stop recording now? Just kidding.
So here we go.
Yeah. All right. So we have a loin that was filleted late last night. Right at sunset, and we were pretty tired, so it's not the best cut. So I'm going to clean it up and show you how I like to fillet it tonight to sear and to make into a poke bowl. So you can see this is part of the big part of the loin. Looks pretty good. It's probably the best shape out of what was in there. Normally for me, I'll like to at least try to square it off a little bit. So for here, we'll just kind of make a nice cut down the edge. There we go. And then for here, I'll probably make it maybe about that long. Just whatever size piece might be good for searing. So we'll go ahead and make this into a nice little sear loin, and we'll come back for that for some bowls. Here, I like to take this. Maybe we can get 3 out of this or 2. But we'll go ahead and saw this through just to make it into a good size steak to sear. So that should be a good piece there. So that'll be really good for searing. Some of this stuff too you can use for a lot of different things too, but I think that seared would be just about perfect. So on this, we'll go ahead and clean it up just a little bit more. We've got some stuff here that we like to use, but the big most important thing is you got to make sure somebody likes it. Come here. Come here, friendly. You want to try it? Come here. No? What? There you go, come here. Was it good? You think it'll work good?
Taste test approved.
All right, look good to her. So this part here will actually go ahead and cube. I like to try to keep it relatively consistent, have a good square to start with. Just get this in a nice even cubes.
And this is for your actual poke bowls, right?
So these pieces here we're going to sear. This will end up being the poke bowl. We'll go ahead and see. What do we have here? Try to go ahead and square these up in about even sized cubes. And I'm not even going to try to tell you where poke bowls came from or who invented any of this stuff, because all I know is they're delicious and it's probably one of my favorite things to eat. Think that's enough for a good bowl, or do you want a little bit more?
Maybe just a little bit more if we're gonna share.
Right,
we'll do poke bowl for 2, but you have to remember with all the ingredients we're about to show you, this is completely up to you and your taste. I mean, poke bowls, you can put so many different vegetables, and if you want more tuna or less tuna, again, the most important thing is making sure that it's puppy approved.
What do you think?
This clearly is. This clearly is puppy approved.
All right, so these are 2. Look at the size of. Look at these 2 loins here for searing. I think that'll be perfect. But we might grab another piece out and cube it up for more poke bowls, and we'll show you what we do next.
Thanks for preparing that up. Really nice. So what we're going to do now, after we have this chopped up tuna for the poke bowls, now we are still going to make the seared tuna too, but for the poke bowl, before I even start, just to tell you, we do have these recipes listed online. What's the website?
30alighttackle.com/recipes.
Yes.
With an S.
Yes. So you can go on there. Is this one a hidden one, or are you sharing this with everybody? Maybe, maybe not. Either way, go online, you can figure this out. We'll put a link in the YouTube video for you to see. But now that we have this super fresh tuna that has been cut up so nicely for us, what we're going to do is we're gonna go ahead and take a bowl, nice little bowl, big enough to fit in the tuna, depending on how much of a poke bowl.
I like to eat.
Yeah, exactly. So he was asking me, he kept asking me, do I need more? Do I need
Yeah,
more?
I was like, do I need to cut more? Should we make more poke cubes? Like,
So,
do we need more and more?
Basically, we're trying to make a bowl here, but all Mark really wants is just a bowl of tuna, and he would be happy with that. So, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, and I am reading directly off the website here, just so you know, so I don't screw up either. This is exactly how it's going. So you wanna have a bowl that's gonna be big enough for all the tuna that you have chopped up, and then you wanna go ahead and take a measuring cup. Let's go ahead and do we like the low sodium soy sauce. Some people don't. We like the low sodium soy sauce. And then you want to go ahead and you want to do a quarter cup of the low sodium soy sauce. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to put that in there. Then you want to have some rice vinegar. And with the rice vinegar, we do
2 teaspoons.
Thank you. I like your enthusiasms there, but let's do enthusiasms. You hear me? So let's do 2 teaspoons of the rice vinegar.
Just hurry up, I'm hungry.
I know, he's so hungry. The good thing about these meals is that they are very, very, very quick because there's not that much that you actually have to do. But we also...
and it's getting to be dinner time.
He's also ready to watch some football. So we're going to go ahead and do 2 teaspoons also of sesame oil. I like the toasted sesame oil, but really you can do either one. And then we're going to do red pepper flakes. Now that just depends on if you like your tuna spicy or not. Mark, he just likes a dash, a little dash.
I would just eat it raw if I could.
A dash of red pepper flakes. After that,
you'll see on our seared tuna.
Chopped onion. Mark loves chopped onion, so we're going to go ahead and put plenty of that in there. And after that, we just want to put a little bit of sesame seed in this mixture. Now, when we do this, you want to go ahead and mix it up. Afterwards, take all of this beautiful sushi, drop it in this bowl. Give it a good...
you missed a piece.
Oh, I did. 1 piece, my bad. You want to take a good stir just to really coat it and make sure that it's, it already smells so good. Can you smell it?
Okay, bye.
Exactly, he can eat it right now. But,
God.
Right? It smells so good. But before we eat this, we want to go ahead and we
look at this. Look at this.
The puppy wants it also. It smells so good.
Oh, no, ma'am.
No. But before we do this, we want to go ahead and the best practice for this is to go ahead and stick it in the refrigerator for honestly 15 minutes to an hour. It just kind of depends on what your other what else you're doing. At least 15 minutes in the fridge if you can do that. And then what we're going to go
I can do this. I can do this part.
Thank you. And while we're letting that cool down, we're going to go ahead and show you how to sear up some tuna also. Just in case you need a little appetizer, because some people are very hungry.
Yeah, the dog. The dog. And me.
And you.
Okay.
And you. The dog and you. So now in the meantime, as we have our poke bowl marinating inside, and as Mark is having to sliver down with his tall self to actually fit in the frame so we can show you what we're doing, we are going to go ahead and show you how we sear tuna. And it's super, super, super easy. Basically, you want to take a skillet. You want to go ahead. Oh, you're already ready to go. You can eat it without even cooking it, really. But you want to go ahead and heat up your skillet. We like to do a low to medium heat. And you saw Mark earlier go ahead and, clean up that tuna so it looks perfect. It's ready to go. And what we want to do is we want to take some sesame oil, okay? You're going to take the sesame oil, and you see the tuna here. Basically, you're going to take the sesame oil. You want to drizzle a little bit just on top of the tuna. Not a whole lot, but you want to drizzle a little bit there. And what our aim is to toast it in sesame seeds. So I have on a plate here, this is the easiest way I have found to do it. Just go ahead, pour your sesame seeds on a plate. You're gonna take this tuna with the oil on it, the sesame oil. You wanna go ahead and coat it on both sides.
Wow,
really
yes.
Evenly. You see how that looks? It looks so good, and we wanna do that. We've got 2 different pieces here, so I'm gonna do it for 2 different sides. Go ahead, make it beautiful, coat it evenly. Then, as you do have your medium-high heat, you want to go ahead and put some sesame oil on your skillet as well.
I love sesame oil.
It smells so good. It's so fragrant, and you can probably see some of the heat coming up here, right? So what we want to do, this does not take long at all. This is why this is the best appetizer ever. You want to take your, I'm going to throw it down. You're going to take your tuna that you have coated in sesame seed. Lay it down on that sesame oil, okay? Can you hear that? Oh my gosh. Can you see it? Oh, it is so good. It smells so good. What you want to do is you want to leave it on one side. Again, you want your pan to be pretty hot. You want it to go ahead and give you these sounds as soon as you put it down. So I would say give it maybe, depending on how thick it is, 30 seconds to maybe a minute.
And how hot your pan is.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Because sometimes we've done it and it's like, oh no, it's too hot. It's too hot. It's not fun when it's this hot.
Yeah. So, and this has been a learning experience. Believe us, like we have had some really bad cooking.
All right. Pay attention.
Okay. Don't want to mess this up. Okay. So we're going to do about 30 seconds here, and then we're going to turn it over on either side. Again, you're also wanting to toast those sesame seeds too, right? So we want to go ahead and give each side about 30 seconds. If you're seeing that the sesame seeds aren't really toasting, maybe turn up your heat just a little bit and let it cook again, about 30 seconds on the other side. If it is a super thick piece, these are not. Mark did such a great job, preparing these, but sometimes you actually want to sear each side. Because can you imagine having a piece this big?
I'll do the same thing too. We like to eat a lot of filet steak. So when I grill steak, I'll do the same thing. You cook it on all 4, or what, 6 sides, 8 sides.
You do have to. You have
no,
to
6 sides.
6 sides. But again, it depends on the thickness, right? It does. And each piece is going to be a little bit different depending on what it is that you're doing. But we want to go ahead and let those sit about at least 30 seconds on each side. And you want to go ahead and grab that plate for us?
Yes.
All right, so afterwards, you can judge by the color of the sesame seeds. You are also washing the tuna itself, but what's going to happen?
We can eat the tuna raw.
You can. And Mark's going to go in and he's going to beautifully cut these pieces.
I'm probably just going to eat the whole thing.
But what you can see is the sesame seeds start turning. They do. The sesame seeds start turning like a golden brown. And when they turn that golden brown, that's really the time that you want to go ahead and take them off. So we're going to go ahead and set these 2 beauties over here while we get ready to make that poke bowl.
You got it.
Friendly's still trying to.
I gotta be honest, guys. We just had a big piece that was like big. And I was showing it to Kayla, like, look at how good I cut this, like all excited about it. And my dog jumped up and ate the whole thing out of my hands.
The whole thing. So
you did.
The fun thing about YouTube is you can cut out those outtakes, but honestly, I feel like that
it was like at least like 8 ounces of tuna.
She was so excited about it. So we're gonna start over after Brindley ate every bit of the tuna that we just tried to make, and we're gonna start back here. You know, we just went ahead and we put the poke bowl in the refrigerator. We want to let that marinate, at least the...
Guy, come on, I'm hungry.
Okay, he's rushing me along. So, what you want to do is you want to take that piece of tuna steak that is to be seared, right? And we want to go ahead and we have sesame oil again. You want to go ahead and drizzle a little bit of sesame oil on that tuna steak. When you do that, we have sesame seeds here on the plate. This is the easiest way I've found to do it. It coats it very evenly. Turn it over a couple of times, and then what you want to do, and this is the biggest piece of advice that I will give you, go ahead and make sure that your pan is hot. Go ahead and get you a medium to high heat, but make sure it's hot. You want to put more of that sesame oil on the actual pan. Once that is hot, it's ready to go, and you may be able to see some of the smoke coming up here. You want to go ahead, take that piece of beautiful tuna, and you want to throw it down on that hot skillet. Don't let your dog get in it. Typically, what I like to do, I like to kind of move it around in the pan. I mean, kind of like this, just a little bit. You want to go ahead and I would say, depending on thickness, give it about 30 seconds on each side, okay? So another good go-to method is just like to look to see when the sesame seeds look like they are golden. You know, that's another good look, but it also depends on if your skillet is actually at the temperature that it should be in the first place. So.
Yeah, and you don't want to overcook the tuna. I mean, the tuna you can eat raw, so you just really want to brown the sesame seeds.
If you look at this, this is done, right? If you look at this, see how they're still red, they're still pink on the inside? That's perfection, okay? So now I'm gonna hand this over to Mark, and he's gonna go ahead and show you how to slice that up to make the perfect appetizer.
Okay, so I just stole this from Kayla. It's our seared tuna appetizer. If you look close, you can see where the grain is going across it. Just remember, slice across the grain when you go to cut these. It actually ends up coming out a lot different. There we go, look at that. So I like making my strips a little bit skinnier than that, if you will. But I think it, there we go, look at that. So we'll end up putting this on a plate and trying to make it look a little prettier. But man, that looks good.
It smells fabulous.
Yeah, you don't get any of this either. This is mine. There we go. Look at that. And guess who I'm not letting steal any of this? There we go.
Beautiful. All right, so now that Mark has made our fabulous appetizer that I will give you a sneak preview of, we can't have it just yet, although... Okay, fine. So, by the time the appetizer is done, the tuna is finished marinating for the tuna poke bowl. So if you want to go ahead and grab that out of the refrigerator, and in the meantime, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take some rice, which it is prepared rice, okay? What, is that like your child? So we're gonna go ahead and take some prepared rice, and we want to go ahead and make that the bottom layer into the bowl, okay?
Go faster.
So we're gonna go ahead and put that into the bottom layer of the bowl. So the next thing after you put your rice in really kind of comes to what you guys want to do. So for us, we want to go ahead and we want to add some, well, I want to add greens. Mark doesn't like greens.
I just want this. I just want to eat this.
Yeah, he doesn't like greens. I like spring mix, okay? We were just telling Thomas that you can use green M&Ms if you want to. I don't care. But we're gonna go ahead and use some spring mix. Go ahead and put like a little bit of that into your bowl. I'm gonna put very little for Mark.
That's
because I know that he doesn't like anything green. Afterwards, we're gonna go ahead and you can put really any kind of toppings on it as you want. We like to do the sugar peas, tomato, cucumbers. That's what we like to do. And so I've already got.
You put avocado in it too, right?
I do. Avocado is our favorite. So this here is a mixture of chopped cucumbers, sugar peas, avocados. So I'm gonna go ahead and put another layer of that on this. And then we want to go ahead and put some tomato on top of it as well. After that, if you have leftover onions, if you want to do that, you can do that as well. Really, the toppings are your decision. But at the end of the day, the main event is going to be, can you hand this to me? That sushi that has been it is the tuna that has been marinating in your refrigerator, and that's what makes a big difference. So you want to go ahead, take this. I'm going to do it now. Are you good with that?
I don't care what you do right now.
Take this. We're going to put this all on top of that beautiful bed of everything else you have going on there.
Guys, I legitimately caught this fish, 24 hours ago?
Look at that poke bowl. It is so good. Now you can, if you want, depending on your taste, we do like to go ahead and add a little bit more sesame seed on top just for garnish. And it makes it beautiful. Your guests will love it, but you can't get any fresher than that. I mean, you really can't. It's perfect. And to have that with your appetizer here, it's, I mean, it's the best thing ever. And again, if you have missed the recipe, we'll try to tag this on it, but go to 38lighttackle.com/recipes. Both of these recipes are available online and on the recipe. They're online and on the website. So
I'm done.
Chow down.
I'm done talking to you people. I want this.
Bye.
And this. Give me this. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna
I'm
starve.
done.
I'm
No
just
more.
gonna starve. It's fine. Bye, friends.
Okay. I would probably stop recording if I...
That's still recording. I can't even reach it.
Yeah, I don't care. I hope this makes it into the B-roll because this is delicious.